Good afternoon, and welcome to the RPA webinar that is being jointly hosted by UiPath and Godrej Infotech Limited today. Today, we have an exciting agenda lined up for you, focusing on the cutting-edge features of UiPath platform powered by AI and machine learning. Our distinguished speakers from UiPath will introduce you to UiPath platform features. So let me share my screen first. I guess the screen is visible to all of you. Okay. So our distinguished speakers from UiPath will introduce you to the UiPath platform features. You will discover how UiPath leverages AI and machine learning to enhance, automation capabilities, including the business KPIs of your mission-critical business process. They will also touch upon the value propositions of UiPath test automation suite and explain the benefits and the values that it brings, that it is likely to bring to your organization. So now I'll be introduce the speakers to you. Mr. Saurabh Singh is an accomplished, technical leader, solution architect, and pre-sales consultant in the IT industry. With a background of UiPath and ServiceNow, he has driven business growth through cutting-edge solutions and effective client engagements. Saurabh's expertise spans solution selling, technical product sales, and cloud services backed by certification from AWS and VMware. Mr. Akshat Verma is a seasoned solution consultant with extensive experience in digital transformation and technology consulting. With roles at UiPath and Coforge, MetLife, and Infosys PPM, he has a proven track record of driving global transformation projects, streamlining operations, and implementing innovative solutions across various industries. Mr. Varma excels in sales engineering, value selling, client handling, and leading RPA and AI initiatives. I represent the digital transformation team of Godrej Infotech Limited. I have 3 decades of diverse experience in various capacities with a few global organizations in India and abroad. And for last 5 years, I have been deeply involved in digital transformation and RPA practice on behalf of the external business of Godrej Infotech Limited. Today, I'll walk you through the use cases that have been automated and powered by UiPath across different domains like manufacturing, supply chain, service domains, impacting the important KPIs of our customers' business. The last 5 minutes of the session is dedicated to question and answer. So now, without further ado, let's dive into the exciting world of UiPath. I invite our speakers to showcase their platform capabilities and share the real-world use cases. Over to Saurabh and Akshat.
I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Akshat, yeah, over to you.
Yes. So hi everyone. As Saibal has already given the introduction, so I'll be presenting you the UiPath test suite and how it can be leveraged within your whole testing ecosystem within your organization. So I'll ask Saurabh to please move on to the next slide. So what happens within an organization, right? An enterprise has a complex and interdependent architectures, right? You have channels from where you get multiple sort of data like the web channel or the mobile admin call center touch and go and variables. So you have multiple data points coming in from those channels. And then within that, you have your core applications, which are basically your business and process rules, third party applications, services, and security. And obviously, when there is a backend which is actually supporting in terms of the customer database, the power database, and the other mainframes, right? So UiPath as a test suite can automate all of them and can be used easily by both non-technical business user as well as automation specialists. Right. So we are the organization, we have this particular product which can be used across the channel, across your database, across your applications. Next slide, please. So now I'll be talking about the sort of next slide, please. So now I'll be talking about what are the challenges in the enterprise testing. To go back, uh,
Is this the one?
yeah, yeah. So now I'll be taking you through the challenges which the enterprise testing faces. These are the traditional testing tools which are holding you back because there is a complex enterprise landscape with including SAP, right? So there are too many test automation tools available in the market. So can you go back?
Hey, sorry. Yeah. It's already there. I think there is a lag between the.
Yeah. So I was just talking about the. I'm not sure. I'm not able to see that screen. Yeah. So yeah, now it's there. Yeah. So again, the teams or the organizations, they don't know what exactly to test. You never know what kind of application or what sort of process you need to test, which kind of process you need to test. The testing tools are pretty much complex. They are too much dependent upon the legacy programming and the languages which are available in the market. And there are frequent changes within the application or your ecosystem. There are too much of changes of the change management that comes into picture. There is every on a regular interval, the application keeps on changing, right? So these are the challenges which the enterprise testing team always see. How UiPath is a slide in between. Sort of the third slide.
Is it reflecting now for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how UiPath can actually help the organizations in overcoming those testing challenges? How UiPath test suite as a product will help you address them and enables business value at scale. So when I talk about the complexity of enterprise landscape, we automate everything from your processes till your testing. We have a solution for everything. We have fully integrated agile and DevOps. We are enterprise certified integrations available for all of your ALMs, for all of your tools, whatever you have available within your application ecosystem. For if you don't know what needs to test, we have the heat map change impact analysis, which will exactly tell you what all processes are still there to test, what all processes have been tested, and what all processes have been failed during the testing. Then we have the AI powered autopilot. Now we have introduced our autopilot for UiPath test suite as well. Then we have the process mining and task capture, which will actually give you the whole picture from where UiPath test suite can take inputs. You don't need to have your individual team to create all those test cases. From there, we can obviously directly start taking based upon those workflow. We can take the test cases and generate those test cases for the testing needs. Now, on the complex testing tools, there is no technical resource dependency for the UiPath test suite. There's a business elevated UAT, and then there's a unified platform to give you a seamless experience. Now, for the frequent changes, we have the AI part selectors for self-healing, version control libraries, and governance policies to help you overcome these frequent changes within your application landscape. Next slide, please. Saurabh, next slide, please.
I already moved Akshat. Is it not reflecting it?
No.
Okay. Mm,
Yeah. So now
I
the
think there is a
test
network lag. Yeah.
there's now UiPath is test suite quality hub. So as you might be knowing that UiPath has all three pillars: discover, automate, and operate. And this is how our test suite also works. We have the test discovery tool, we have the test automation, and the test orchestration. In the test discovery, you identify the opportunities where you want to do the testing. In the test automation, you automate all your workflows, you automate all your testing, and test orchestration is basically how you're scheduling, how you're controlling all your test robots and everything to run and test all across your applications and the processes. Next slide, please.
I've also given you the control, Akshat, just in case.
Able to do anything in this. Yeah. Now, how Test Suite, the AI part continuous testing tool works. So we have a test manager, and then there is a studio where you develop your test cases. Test manager is basically to manage or to integrate with all your ALMs and all other applications, right? The ServiceNow, we have integrations with ServiceNow, SAP, Azure DevOps, Jira, any specific tool which you are using within your organization. We have 60 plus tool connectors available. Then you have the studio where you are actually developing your test cases or your test scenarios. Then there is orchestrator where you are actually running, where you are actually managing those test cases and scenarios. And then there are robots which are actually helping you in running those test cases and testing all your applications, be it a ServiceNow, SAP, Oracle, Workday, all the web applications, Salesforce, Citrix, Java. So across your ecosystem, we have connectors available, and we do the testing across your application, across your automation, the RPA testing, whatever you want to do. We have the solution available from the UiPath test suite. Now, the test manager can take inputs directly from the task capture and the process mining, which is one of the part of the discovery tool of UiPath. Once you are done doing the discovery, or once you are done doing the workflow analysis using these tools, it can take direct inputs from there and create your test cases. Next slide, please. Yeah. Along with uh, for your SAP ecosystem, right? We have SAP automation across all your SAP user interfaces, be it SAP Win GUI, SAP Web GUI, SAP Business Client. We have across we are one of the SAP Windows application, and across SAP Fiori 3.0, SAP S4 HANA, Concur, all the applications which are there within your SAP ecosystem. UiPath Test Suite can help you in testing any kind of changes. We help you in faster migration of your SAP from SAP ECC to S4 HANA. Uh, Next slide, please. Yeah. So this is how the real-time data-driven test prioritization for SAP ECC and SAP S4 HANA looks like. Creates all your heat maps as I was talking about in the earlier slides. It will show you which of the particular test cases are not yet executed, which have it will show you where exactly some of the test cases are failed, and it will show you the heat map where exactly all tests are passed. It can actually improve or increase your timeline to move from SAP ECC to SAP S4 HANA if you're moving to there. And it's a real-time data-driven test management where you can actually prioritize seeing these kind of inputs from the UiPath test suite. Next slide, please. As I said, the connectors are available. We have the out-of-the-box integrations across major, almost all of the available tools. So if you are using any of your tool, our test manager can be connected to each and every tools which I mentioned on the screen. Next slide, please.
Yeah, it's taking a bit of delay, I think.
Yeah. No worries. Yeah, and it's not us who are saying we why UiPath Test Suite is the best choice for an enterprise for all your QA requirements. All the studies like IDC or the Everest made have uh, given us the position of the leaders across within their ecosystem or whatever the study they have done. UiPath is leader in almost all the studies or all the surveys which are done by these organizations. Now I'll take a pause for a small video demo for UiPath Test Suite. Saurabh, do you have the demo or
Uh, I
I'll
guess
I'll play
I,
I'll,
yeah,
I'll play. Let
sure.
me share my screen. I hope it is visible.
It is, yeah.
Is it audible?
Hi everyone,
My
Yes,
sound is audible.
yes, yes.
let me give you a quick overview of the SAP automation capabilities of the UiPath Test Suite. To do that, let's switch to Studio Pro, our most advanced IDE for automation here at UiPath. Now in this project called the UiPath Banking app, you can see that there is already some exciting SAP automation waiting for you. Now, before I show you that automation in action, let me point out that from now on, UiPath is officially certified by SAP as a solution that provides robust, flexible, and fast automation for all SAP applications. To give you the proof, let me open here my browser and let me navigate to the so-called SAP Certified Solutions directory. And in that directory, you can search for UiPath. So let's do that. Now, once you did that, you see our logo here. When you click on the UiPath logo and scroll down a little bit, you see all three certifications UiPath has right now. So we have one certificate that acts as a proof point that we provide resilient automation capabilities for SAP S/4HANA. We have a second one for the SAP WinGUI, and the third certificate is all about the SAP API, the so-called BAPI, the Business Application Programming Interface. So now let me show you what it actually takes to get such a certificate. So as part of that certification process, we had to prove to UiPath that we are able to steer their controls in their applications in a reliable and fast way. So we had to show to them that we can steer, for example, drop-down boxes, push buttons, radio buttons, different types of table controls, dialog boxes, as well as status bar, different types of grid view controls or tree controls, as you can see here, or text edit buttons, HTML controls, calendar controls, toolbar controls, checkpoints, or even generic objects. So this is what a tool vendor has to prove to SAP to get a certificate, in that case for the SAP WinGUI. Now, on top of that, by introducing the UiPath Test Suite, we also provide pre-built SAP activities. So where do you find them? Well, just switch to the activities pane and then search just for SAP. And all these pre-built SAP automation activities are part of the UI automation package. And they definitely will help you to get started faster with SAP automation. So now let me show you such an SAP automation in action. And let me start with the SAP WinGUI. Now here I have a simple automated test case that creates a sales order in the SAP WinGUI. Now let's run this file and let's see what happens. So in that case, Studio collapses, then the robot launches. We also launch the SAP WinGUI. Then we select here the connection called UiPath. So this then redirects us to the logon screen. We provide our credentials, then we enter the transaction code, and then we are basically ready to provide all the details that are required to create a sales order, such as the sold to party, the ship to party. And as you can see, we are even able to, automatically interact with those weird tables in SAP. Then we verify here the status bar, we click on OK, we verify the net value, and then we log off. Now, once the execution completed, we can also go to the output of this automated test case, and we can then see that all of our verifications in that case passed. So that's the short story about SAP Wingo automation.
Yeah. So this was a small demo about the SAP automation or the SAP test automation using the WinGo and other connectors within their SAP ecosystem. Now I'll showcase a small video of the autopilot before moving on to the slide.
Hello everyone and welcome to Autopilot for Testers, a collection of advanced AI capabilities designed to revolutionize testing as we know it. With Autopilot, you can generate manual tests from requirements in Test Manager, automate these tests in Studio, and gain real-time insights into your entire test portfolio in Test Manager. Now let's see it in action. In Test Manager, simply go to your requirements, select one of these requirements, and click Generate Tests. Autopilot then gets to work analyzing the details of that requirement to promptly suggest the top manual tests for that requirement. After that, just select the tests you want to create, hit create, and your manual tests are ready and linked. Now let's head over to Studio to automate these manual tests. To do that, select one and with a single click bring it into Studio. Now this converts the test steps of that manual test case into code comments. With your object repository holding the technical components of your application, Autopilot has all the tools it needs to work its magic. Just hit generate code and it begins. Autopilot then analyzes the test steps, taps into our driver framework, and there you have it. Your manual test is now automated. Now let's head back to Test Manager to see how Autopilot helps to analyze the test results of all the test cases we just automated in Studio. To do that, let's go to the test results section, where all your test results are listed. Now to make sense of these hundreds of test results, simply click Generate Insights. Autopilot then sifts through these large volumes of data, and once done with analyzing, Autopilot shows you which tests are failing, gives you insights about why they are failing, and also provides actionable recommendations to fix your failing tests. Now that's analysis made easy. So that's the essence of how Autopilot brings the power of AI to every phase of testing. And it's available right now with a private preview that started on November 2nd, a public preview planned for early next year, with general availability scheduled for 24.4. So what's the motivation behind Autopilot? Well, we developed Autopilot with one goal in mind: to enable testers to always perform at the highest potential. In essence, we aim to empower every tester to be the best. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So this is newest capability of UiPath test suite, the autopilot for testers, right? So you don't need to, as you have seen in the video, it's a AI powered test generation, AI powered test automation, and AI powered test insights. So with your requirements, you don't need to create test cases. You don't need to write scripts and codes for your test automation. You just have to click and the code will be written, and just you have to run, and then you just have to see the analysis, and it will give you all the analysis and all the insights uh, for your the test, whatever you have tested within the application, real-time insights in your test case portfolio. So with this, my this UiPath test suite, I will be happy to take any question towards the end of the call. Now I'll hand over it to Saurabh for automation with generative AI.
Sure. Thanks, Akshat. Thanks for the great demo and the great insights on the test suite. So what I'll do towards next 20 minutes or so is walk you through the latest Gen AI capabilities around UiPath. one of which you have just seen, which was autopilot on test suite, which Akshay just demonstrated, which was one of the leading AI capabilities that we have developed. Um, yeah, moving on. So yeah, you would have heard this quote from NVIDIA CEO around that AI is the new electricity. So just as electricity had revolutionized the world in back in the early 19th century, beginning of the 20th century rather, and with that there were new and new use cases which came up and which has brought up the computing to the AI world today. So AI has become that new electricity, and we are just on the in the beginning of coming up with new and better use cases of solving different modern world problems using that. So UiPath is also engaged in doing that and exactly trying to solve what business leaders have been asking us to. So these are the typical, comments or questions that we used to get from typical business leaders across the industry. In terms of how would we integrate AI with our applications? How are we keeping pace with the latest AI models that are available out there? How do we keep AI from hallucinating in terms of making some costly mistakes if we give every capability to the AI? How would we ensure that my enterprise does not get impacted by some silly mistake that a AI model would be making? And how would I ensure that my data, my organizational data, does not get misused? So exactly all of these problems and is what we have tried to solve using the AI models and the different capabilities that we have brought across. And the different kind of use cases that we are solving over here can be bifurcated across these three main categories. First being the uncertainty kind of use cases wherein we are not very certain about the outcome that would be coming out of that particular evaluation, which could be seen as something like a property valuation or a loan default or an inventory forecast kind of a use case. Second kind of use cases that you can look at solving are the high variability use cases where there is too much variability and there are too many rules for looking at that particular application, which could be something around resumes, purchase decisions, language translations, etc. And last is around the unstructured data bit of it, where we have all these information, articles, documents, images, etc. Split across the entire enterprise, be it from the perspective of invoices or from the communications that we are receiving from either social media or through emails, etc. And all those kind of structured, unstructured data, how we can kind of automate use cases around those. So those are the three categories around which we have tried to automate. And in terms of looking at a high level automation journey that we have been on, so that has been a typical path. So we began in 2018, you can say, with AI computer vision, and as we progressed towards API-based low-code development, and bringing in orchestration governance capabilities on our automation cloud around 2019, with discovery and testing capabilities that were introduced around 21. And latest has been the specialized and the generative AI models and the UiPath autopilots. One of the autopilots is what we just saw in action around UiPath Test Suite. There are similar autopilot solutions which have been created for UiPath Assistant, UiPath apps, and different solution areas to ease the way in which different personas in the organization work. So what we are aiming to come at is an end-to-end platform with AI, and making it very much scalable and secure in the process. So in a nutshell, some of the key capabilities, if I would talk about around different UiPath solutions, so those are around computer vision, task mining, document understanding, comms mining, AI Center, and Clipboard AI. Clipboard AI was something which was also listed as a Times most innovative solution of the year in 2023, and it's a pretty simple productivity AI tool which actually any one of us can go to the Insider program on UiPath website, insider.uipath.com, and actually take up a preview of that and use it. So what it allows you to do is a very simple use case wherein you may want to take up any invoice or any document which has to be fed into a destination system like SAP or Salesforce or something like that. So what the solution does is it takes a screenshot of the document or the application and pulls in all the data and directly kind of pastes on the other target application without you requiring to do any copy paste and multiple alt tab kind of applications during the course of doing that. We will talk more about it as we move forward. So essentially, these are the key areas where we have applied AI. One is to discover opportunities. As Akshat mentioned in one of the initial slides, the three pillars that UiPath solutions are based around are the discovery pillar, automate pillar, and operate pillar. So discovering opportunities is something very critical to the to any enterprise's automation journey, and so is the case with UiPath. And we have created a host of AI tools around that to help better discover the opportunities around all these processes, tasks, and communications through task mining, communication mining, and process mining. How we can do better automations and automate more around IDP based automations around interfaces through autopilot for apps and other applications. And last but not the least is about around supercharging the productivity using the autopilots that we were just talking about around the business users, the developers, and the IT teams. So if we were to look at, yeah, I'll just pause this one. So yeah, these are the three personas that we are trying to solve over here for in terms of supercharging productivity. So when it comes to developers, we have Autopilot for UiPath Studio and apps. So what it typically does is using a text-based prompt. Now you can actually create an end-to-end automation. So for example, if I were to use a text prompt wherein I say that read invoice from an email document, and based on that create a entry in SFDC. With just that single text prompt, I would be able to create an automation out of that. Maybe I'll show you a quick demo of that towards the end as well. Testing is what we just saw around autopilot for test suite, which Akshat had just showed us. Around, and that for analysts would be around, the business analysts would be around autopilot for process mining and communication mining, which is there. And there are a few other autopilots which are there in pipeline and coming up. So essentially what these help us do is bring text to workflow kind of capabilities, text to expression kind of capabilities using autopilots for studio and autopilot for apps. Also, what we can build is the test cases using Autopilot for Test Suite, and we can create end-to-end applications, do communication mining, and use Autopilot for Assistant as well for helping us, do a lot of things very simply using just text-based prompts. I'll give you a quick demo of that very shortly. This is like one use case around how we can do the two-way matching using Autopilot, and this is leveraging the Autopilot for UiPath Assistant. Uh, Akshat or Pomil, just confirm if you're able to hear the audio from this one. Yeah. I hope my audio is audible from this.
Not
one of
yet.
you confirm?
Not yet. We can't hear the audio. No, we can't.
No? No? Okay. Just let me reshare it.
The UiPath platform to complete everyday tasks.
Yes,
Imagine
we
you
can now.
within a company tasked with performing two-way matching. I'm going to ask Autopilot how to perform this process because the company has uploaded the standard operating procedures as enterprise context. Next, I'm going to go into Outlook and retrieve an invoice. Here, I can send a screenshot of the invoice to Autopilot, as well as a PDF of the purchase order, and ask Autopilot whether or not these documents match. Autopilot's going to go ahead and use specialized AI through document understanding, as well as generative AI logic to compare these documents and tell me the discrepancies. I'll go ahead and ask Autopilot to send an email to the vendor regarding these discrepancies, and it will go ahead and draft up that email and send it using an integration service connector that's available to me. You'll see here that Autopilot's gone ahead and pre-populated all the arguments for that connector. Last but not least, I'm going to ask Autopilot to create an Outlook contact for the vendor. Here it's going to use a publish UiPath process to complete that task. And then once it's finished, it's going to ask me to confirm the results and then save the contact manually.
So what we just saw was a quick use case around a UiPath Assistant being leveraged using Autopilot. And using simple text prompts, as you saw, we were able to do a quick two-way invoice match. And similarly, we can build a lot more complex automations using the same as well. Another groundbreaking solution that I want to talk about, which is still in preview and would be something which is like the newest of the stack in our offerings, is something called as context grounding. So essentially, what this does is it can take in various organizational unstructured documents as an input, and we can put it to like orchestrators storage bucket, and then based on those documents, we can do a very specific context-based search within those documents and get very specific results on that. We'll just walk into that.
A user can upload these documents into a UiPath orchestrator bucket to make them available for context grounding, so relevant content can be easily searched, retrieved, and processed by an LLM at runtime. Clinicians can then come.
So essentially what we are doing over here is we are uploading some standard operating procedures for the organization in our storage bucket, and based on that, we'll be doing some search operations using the UiPath Assistant.
To a UiPath application interface like this to ask common questions in natural language that they might receive from potential donors. As the user executes their query, context grounding will search through the associated index and embeddings to find the most relevant information across all of the available documents in our knowledge base, and use that to help generate a response from the LLM in natural language, providing proof of knowledge of the document used to support the response. In doing so, we eliminate thousands of hours scouring through all of these complex documents to try and find something related, interpret the document, and determine next steps. This enables an automated way to search, find answers, and generate meaningful information to clinicians, which will produce millions of dollars in cost savings and ultimately help to expedite the donation approval process.
So that was context grounding. This is something in preview and will be soon coming into GA as well. So yeah, that was quickly about context grounding, and to just talk about on a high level around how each of these is working. As I talked about, supercharging productivity is one of the key areas through which we are using Gen AI to basically enhance the end user experience. Uh, Coupled with the product model enhancements, or what we called as specialized AI models, wherein we are using AI within the UiPath products itself to improve how users interact with something like UiPath Studio or UiPath apps, those kind of use cases. And then there are these generative AI powered solutions wherein we can directly bring in Gen AI connectors. So UiPath has connectors available within integration service to most of the leading Gen AI solutions out there, be it Hugging Face, be it ChatGPT, be it OpenAI, be it Azure AI. So all of these connectors are available in as activities and as connectors within integration service. So yeah, and in terms of high level architecture of how this AI is being architected, so we have our products on the top, all the products across the three tiers of discovery, automate, and operate. And on the bottom, we have our AI layer, both Gen AI as well as specialized AI. Around Gen AI, we have connectors for all of these, and more are getting added as we speak. And there are these specialized AI models which are built across, IDP for extracting specific set of documents. So there are specialized LLM models being built around that. Similarly, specialized LLM models around communication mining, task mining, process mining, etc., are being built. And on top of it, there is a AI trust layer, which is always there to as act as an interface between the organization and the AI that we are interacting with, so that all the communication that is happening is happening in a very structured format, and there is no loop in governance that has been set up in the UiPath. So every governance check can be set up actually at this layer, so that there are no governance risks that occur because of it. And we can give it all the AI all the context in terms of document communications, data processes, and people, and based on that, the core automation capabilities around UI, API, and human in the loop can be brought into all the automations that we have in place. So I'll just skip this one quickly and talk about three different ways in which, or three different patterns in which, we can look at the different kind of AI models that are operating over here. So first model that we are talking about over here is the reader-writer model, wherein there are different data sources which UiPath is getting data from, and using a typical LLM to read the data and process, in terms of maybe writing an email, summarizing things, or creating content out of it. Typical Gen AI use case that we all are familiar with, but using the UiPath automations in between. Second pattern you can be looking at is more from an analyst or a doer kind of perspective, wherein we are not just doing what we were doing in pattern one, but beyond that, once we have ingested the data to the LLM, analyzed it, based on that, whatever output the LLM gives, based on the data, we are able to take the next best action and do that in a target system, again using the UiPath automations. And last but not the least is the assistant kind of methodology, wherein what we saw in Autopilot for UiPath Assistant, wherein there is a conversational interface between UiPath and LLM, and based on that, there is an action or a response which has been taken. In case of action, there is a target system also which can get impacted through this. So those are the three key ways in, or the patterns in which UiPath is leveraging AI. And I think with that, I would like to conclude my session and hand over back to Saibal to take us through the rest of the content for today. Saibal, over to you.
Thank you, Saurabh and Akshat, for introducing us to uh, uh, the exciting world of UiPath and walking us through some of the salient features, some of the cutting edge, technologies of UiPath platform powered by AI and machine learning, and also introducing us to UiPath test automation suite capability. So let me share my screen. So before I dive into the presentation and showcasing of some of the use cases that have been implemented by Godrej and Godrej Infotech Limited in association with UiPath, I would like to give a brief overview of about our organization. We belong to Godrej and Boyce, which is a diversified business conglomerate having its business interest in different industry verticals. We are firmly entrenched into manufacturing, and we have got a legacy of manufacturing that spans over 126 years. And total headcount of our organization is approximately 15,000 professionals. And last year we clocked a revenue of 1.7 billion US dollar. And when it comes to our presence in different industry verticals are concerned, we are firmly entrenched into tooling engineering, then aerospace engineering, construction business, and also a storage solution. And we also have got Godrej Interior, which is basically into furniture manufacturing and distribution. We have got our various subsidiaries, across different countries and in different time zones, like APAC, then USA, Europe, India, as well as Middle East. Godrej Infotech Limited is one of the subsidiaries of the diversified business conglomerate Godrej and Boyce, and we are an end-to-end IT service organization. We have got our footprints across different countries, including Middle East, Europe, APAC, USA, and India as well. This year, we have completed 25 years of service, and we have 10,000 plus person years of implementation and support experience. And when it comes to our strategic partnership or alliance, we are we are the business partner of Microsoft, ALS Retail, Oracle, and UiPath, as well as Info. So this is our digital transformation offerings and technology, stacks that we practice. We practice RPA, that is robotic process automation, and we are the business partner of UiPath. We have also implemented, generative AI use cases. Apart from AI, ML, and RPA, we also have got very strong practice as far as big data analytics are concerned. And we have got expertise in IoT, Industry 4.0, which is actually transitioning into Industry 5.0 now. We also have got cloud and infrastructure practice. Besides that, we have got very good expertise in low-code, no-code, platforms and development of bespoke application by using low-code, no-code, platforms. And we also have got very strong ERP practice that includes Infor ERP, Oracle, and Microsoft Dynamics, F&O, as well as Business Central, and ALS Retail as well. So this is our domain expertise. We have got domain expertise across different domains. Manufacturing is in our DNA. So we understand manufacturing almost like the back of a palm. So be it discrete manufacturing or process. We also have got deep and diverse domain expertise in projects, retail, hospitality, healthcare, as well as professional services. So now, before I present the use cases, I would like to walk you through our RPA heat map. So here you can see that we have implemented RPA solutions across domains, including supply chain, ITSM, or IT infrastructure, manufacturing, as well as accounts and finance. As far as supply chain is concerned, there are a lot of use cases that have been implemented by our organization for our parent company, Godrej and Boyce, and also for our external clients across the globe. It includes in-transit tracker generation, process automation, and automation of dispatch delay tracker generation. Both are quite useful and replicable for scenarios where which actually involves inter-warehouse movement of goods as well as various items and spares as well. And there are some use cases which are quite generic in nature, like say vendor automation, vendor onboarding process automation. It can be implemented by any organization because it is relevant to the business scenario of any company. It is quite interesting to know that RPA is also being used to automate different ITSM and IT infrastructure management solution, like automation of incident management ticket generation, automation of password reset, automation of virtual machine creation, and automation of employee access creation process, etc. As far as manufacturing is concerned, we have got a lot of innovative use cases which have been implemented across various manufacturing divisions of our parent organization, Godrej and Boyce. Some of the use cases are relevant for discrete manufacturing process, and others are for process industry. Bill of material creation process automation is quite relevant for discrete manufacturing, whereas item creation process automation may be relevant for any manufacturing scenario. And for project-oriented or make-to-order driven project-oriented manufacturing scenario, we also have got a couple of use cases like automation of project management in Primavera environment by using UiPath. When it comes to accounts and finance, we have got a lot of good use cases. In fact, some of the use cases have been implemented for our clients, and others have been implemented for our parent organization, Godrej and Boyce. And most of the use cases are generic in nature, such as HS and TDS master creation process automation, GST reconciliation process automation, then travel agent bill settlement process automation. So these are the generic use cases which can be implemented, in any business scenario for any industry vertical. So this is, here you can see that the heat map, RP heat map has been presented in a different way. It has been presented as per different business functions. So for back office, we have got all these use cases that includes, AR and AP process automation, costing sheet process automation, media analytics report generation automation. So some of the use cases are specific to some, business functions, and other basically use cases like, say, Excel process automation or email process automation and data scraping process automation may be relevant for any business function, or for that matter, any business vertical. Now, to begin with, I'll walk you through two use cases that are relevant to manufacturing. The first use case is automation of item creation process in for ERP environment. So it has been implemented for a large Indian multi-site manufacturing company having industrial topologies like, say, MTS, that is MTS and make to order and engineer to order. So what were the challenges when the process was manual? So there were multitude of challenges. It was quite a manpower intensive kind of process, and it was also a long run out one because it involves 35 steps in the entire workflow. And actually, as far as the volume is concerned, which is quite on the higher side, the users had to create 250 codes per line per day. So the total handling time of this particular process was 21 hours per day. And so the average handling time of for creation of each of the items was also on the higher side. And there were almost 4 different applications that users had to interact with or interface with. And on top of that, the users also had to deal with the various exceptions, which was not less than 10, day in and day out. So it was a cumbersome and basically time-consuming and error-prone process. So that is why it qualified for automation. And so what were the benefit that was realized after automation? Here you can see that total cost savings was to the tune of 30,000 US dollar, which is quite impressive, as we are realizing this much of ROI only from one automation use case. And the average handling time was actually minimized by 55%, and the total error percentage was actually minimized by 100%. Now, I'll just play a small video. Here, this is the UiPath Studio interface. now the debugging has actually started. The bot has has been activated. It has been triggered. Here you can see that bot has actually mimicked human action, and it has like a human user. It has logged into Infor ERP, which is Infor PLM discrete, within which the item code will be actually created. It is taking some time to load the screen, in fact. So here you'll be able to see how the bot actually mimics human action to uh, interact with the UI elements of the various applications, particularly this application called Infor PLM Discrete, within which the item code will be created, and once it is successfully created, it will be transferred to Infor LN ERP. So here you can see that bot has actually started interacting with various UI elements. It has generated an Excel sheet with the attributes, and so you have seen the attributes also. Now it is saving the file uh, in a centralized folder so that it can be accessed by all the stakeholders. So these are some of the attributes like the part name, part number, etc. And so you can see that how the bot is actually interacting with various UI elements, clicking on various tabs, and ticking off the checkboxes, clicking the mouse, and now it is showing you how bot will be bot has started selecting various attributes from the drop down list one by one, like say EAM category, EAM equipment class, category note will be skipped. So some of the attributes will be skipped and some of the attributes will be selected as per the Excel that was basically provided to you, provided to the bot. So it's taking some time. So in this particular scenario, we achieved 100% robotization by using UiPath. And we actually used UiPath unattended bot and also Orchestrator and UiPath Studio as well. And so as we are pressed for time, I would like to fast track the demo. So now here you can see that how the bot is actually has successfully generated the item code, and bot will also check if the item code that has been generated is duplicate, and in case it is duplicate, it will be discarded. Otherwise, it will actually transfer the item code to Infor LN ERP. So this is how the bot actually proceeds to automate the rest of the steps in this entire workflow. As we are pressed for time, I think I'll have to fast track it. This video is quite long, and if I had to basically run the entire video, it would have taken at least 15 to 17 minutes. Now I'll be switching over to another use case, which is also relevant to discrete manufacturing process. It is here you can see that by using UiPath, we have automated BOM creation process in for PLM. This process was also quite long drawn and error prone, cumbersome, and 9 shared resources across 9 different manufacturing divisions were involved in the as-is manual process. 28 steps were actually involved, and total handling time was in the range of 95 hours. And the volume was quite high, which was 102 BOM per week. So it used to consume a lot of bandwidth of the resources, because you can see that the average handling time of this particular process was 50.8 minutes per BOM, in fact. So that is why entire process was automated by using UiPath, and the benefits were really very good. Here you can see that the ROI was in the range of has been estimated at 39,000 US dollar, and the average handling time was minimized up to 76%, which is quite impressive. And as far as error percentage reduction is concerned, we have achieved 100% error elimination. So this was the to-be process flow. Here you can see that how the bot actually reads the input Excel file and thereafter logs into Infor PLM and validates the data. In case it encounters any error, it sends an email notification to the stakeholder. Otherwise, it goes to the BOM builder for released items in PLM and searches for the items as per input Excel that was provided to it. And thereafter, it opens BOM builder pane and searches for parent item and drags and drops the latest version to item structure pane. And finally, the bill of material will be generated, and it will trigger a mail to the user as mentioned. To the mail ID of the originator of this particular process, and also to other stakeholders. So this is about another use case, which was actually implemented for make to order kind of manufacturing scenario, which was a project-based manufacturing. Because in defense, what happens, most of the defense manufacturing organizations will be getting a lot of project work from the government and semi-government organizations. And they will have to go through a lot of engineering drawings. And from the engineering drawings, they will have to derive the bill of material. And after that, they will have to move along the critical path of the project. They will have to crash the critical path, and they will have to interact with different applications. Here you can see that manually, when the process was manual, the users had to actually interface or interact with various applications, including Info Factory Track, and also Primavera for project management. So it was quite cumbersome to pull out data from one application and to enter data in another application. So it was obviously it was an error-prone process when it was manual. So that is the reason why it had to be automated. And after automation, by using UiPath, we have achieved our ROI, which is quite impressive. Here you can see that average handling time and average handling cost have been improved up to 68% and 56% respectively. And the manual error has been minimized by 100%. And not only that, we have been able to speed up the process of inputting data in Primavera, due to which real-time tracking of the latest status of the project is possible now. So it has actually enabled us to ensure no cost overrun and no time overrun as well, which are two most important parameters when it comes to project management. So thank you very much for being with us and for your time. And thank you, Saurabh and Akshay.